Hi all. Want to know what your work colleagues are really like? Just have a look at their desk space. According to research and psychology, the way your desk looks gives away an awful lot of information about your inner life. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Here's a clip from a TV news.
You may not know it, but your desk can say a lot about you.
Will affect performance reviews. They will make assumptions are made.
Professional organizer Isolde O'Neill has dubbed 4 clutter personality types. The spreader, whose desk disappears under their mess. The nester, who makes their space a home away from home. The piler, who has stacks and more stacks just about everywhere. And the filer.
I developed those types in making people realize where their Achilles heel was, so to speak, so that they can not just look more professional, but be more efficient.
O'Neill says the 4 types can be found in just about every office, and we didn't have to go far to see that she was right.
They even have the requisite special lighting for atmosphere.
That would be one of our nesters.
They're the people who want to be excellent and they care about what they do.
But if you don't know the nester, you may think they're not professional. O'Neill says the look can be toned down, like using a digital frame to replace an overload of photos.
There's no rhyme nor reason.
The spreader was also popular in our newsroom.
People think that they can't be on top of their job, but in fact they are.
O'Neill suggests using specific places for items. Files in one place, office supplies in another, for example.
It looks in a state of craziness, but it all makes sense to me in my head.
Ah, famous words from a piler.
It has to be out. If it's away, they can't think on it.
A good rule for you pilers, if it's finished, it's out of sight. Hard to imagine, but right next to us, Morrow the piler
Literally has today's work on her desk.
giving Cynthia Waite a stress-free environment.
For me, it's just easier to have a clean space so that I can address the work as it comes.
Okay, so we all can't be like this, but O'Neill says it is all about first impressions.
And your job can become much more enjoyable if you take all the stress of the paperwork of it out of the equation.
Carrie Marsden, Global News.
The state of your office desk does reveal a lot about your personality. It's up to you on how you want to showcase yourself. Now that we know how important and necessary to keep our office space organized, let's see a short clip on how to declutter your office space.
I'm Barbara, and today we're going to talk home office. Whether you work at home like I do, or whether you have a business somewhere else, it's so important to stay organized because that's how you maximize your productivity. One thing that you can do to stay organized is to minimize the amount of things on your desk. If you have a lot of knickknacks and trophies and pictures, it's hard for you to get your work done when you're distracted by all of that visual clutter. Have everything you need within easy reach. So for example, a scissor, your pens, your stationery, a stapler, a tape dispenser, paper clips, all these things should be in arm's reach so you don't have to get up to get any of them. Utilize all of your empty space that's vertical for bookshelves. That's where your key storage is. You want to create a filing system. You don't want piles of paper all over your desk. People say that they can find things when they have a lot of piles, but it takes longer. So take the time to set up a filing system and file your papers. You also want to use a label maker. If you label your files, they look neater, there's a certain uniformity, and you have a nice infrastructure in place. At the end of every day, I suggest that you clear out whatever's come in during the day so you can start fresh. I like to make a to-do list. That for me helps me organize my thoughts and it gets me set for the next day. So for now, I'm going back to work. For you, stay organized.
So it is simple, isn't it? Minimize desk clutter, have essential items within reach, create a filing system and label them. Last and most important is to clear the desk at the day's end properly. Remember to be a minimalist. Less is always impressive. Who knows, you might even get awarded for having the best desk in office.